Creativity is a very important thing to me personally, at Hytro and outside of it. So like my mother was an arts and English teacher. My grandfather was a scientist, but he painted as well. So it's something that's very near and dear to me. I think creativity ties very closely to a lot of tech, especially at the moment we're working in a lot of apps and things like that. And creativity in UI and UX design, like your user interface and experience, is very important. People expect things to look nice and feel good to use. But you also want to bring your own flair to it and have it be a little bit your own and a bit new and fresh. And creativity doesn't have to just be artistic, of course. Creative solutions to problems in terms of our code and our business ideas, and now I'm seeing more and more like in the marketing side as well. Creativity is something that really brings a bit more excitement into things that can be a bit mundane, I think.
It's funny, creativity, because in our company you'd probably find the marketing people would call themselves the creative department, right? But and having come from computer science and mathematics, people probably don't naturally think that is creative, but in fact it is. And you find in that sort of engineering approach, designing products or designing solution requires a lot of creativity. It's probably not the creativity that most people think about in terms of artistic creativity, but I think for any business owner there has to be that element of creativity. So I think I am innovative, and in fact I think part of my challenge is always too many ideas, and it's really that pruning those ideas and having focus. But what I really enjoy is how do we match the problem with the idea that we've got to solve that, and the creativity to find the way to actually take that solution to the market. I think that side of business development and innovation requires a lot of creativity.
Creativity to me is a bit of a strange beast. Oftentimes, because I spend a lot of time in the arts and design world, a lot of people, when they hear me talk about creativity, say, oh, but I'm not creative because I was really bad at art at school. To me, creativity has nothing to do with art. In fact, what I think creativity is the ability to be able to share your ideas before they're fully formed, be ready for very vigorous feedback about those ideas. It's about being able to fail and fail publicly and still get up and remain curious and willing to share ideas and co-create ideas with others. So it's a bit of an unusual framing of creativity. I actually think curiosity is much more important in the innovation and entrepreneurship world than creativity. And to me, we should be focusing on curiosity, because to me, innovation is about finding what doesn't work and doggedly being curious to uncover what the possibilities are. So curiosity precedes creativity, because creativity is about finding new ideas about how to respond. Oftentimes we don't know what the problem is that we're responding to, and to address that we need curiosity.
I mean, creativity is a funny word for me. I used to study science as an undergraduate before transferring into arts and then into my MBA here at Griffith. So when I think of creativity, I think of, I guess, thinking outside the box and trying to be as unique as possible in what you're trying to achieve in business, in science, for example, in any arts component of your life.
I believe creativity is that spark in someone's eye. So you go to a party, for example, and someone says, what do you do? And they start talking about, I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, whatever. But then you ask, well, hang on, what do you do on the weekend? Well, what's your passion in life? That's creativity to me. When they start saying, look, I build boats on the weekends, I play guitar on the weekend, I make this, I make that. So I think creativity is that passion, is that thing that people want to do, but might not necessarily have enough time to do. So creating, making, a lot of breaking, a lot of fixing as well, but there's the whole thing about the spark to make things, to create things.
I feel creativity is a big part of who I am, and because it really allows to introduce innovation through creativity and help bring new opportunities to solve problems in quite unique ways.